But I know what I'm doing is the right thing. I am speaking on the behalf of spirits, of beings that can directly just tell you. They're not in the 3D realm. They can't do it within the parameters of this plane. They can only give like indirect answers. So I'm speaking on the behalf because you're bringing a person, a boundless being, into bondage, into a vessel, the temple, templing, because you're bringing other temples into the world. You're bringing other flesh. So it's kind of is because it collectively it's all our business because it's been done to us. We've been brought here too. We was boundless, free, formless, sinless beings and spirits before we was put into a parameter or a vessel or a character. So yeah, collectively, yeah, it is everybody's business when it comes to bringing beings into existence that was not there before. And you want to think that these spiritual beings, or they listen to certain gurus tell you that you chose to be here or you chose your path, and I say that it's a lie. You're a balanced prince being and spiritual being, eternal being. Why would you choose to conform to the parameters of another creator's creations? You conform to those rules willingly. You didn't choose it, because you don't desire. A balanced being would not desire to be limited or to be what it's not. It just don't make sense. The math ain't mathy. It just don't compute. Like, it just don't add up. So you mean to tell me that a being would choose life, trials and tribulations, or temptations, good things, bad things, just for a temporary experience and moment, forever how long they live in the flesh, and then go back to being formless again or spirit again, just to reincarnate? Because apparently a lot of people still want to keep doing, well, not a lot, but some people want to keep doing the act of procreation. So your spirit eventually gets brought back in some way, in a sense, unless there's a way to opt out of that. And I think that I know that it is. I know the way to do it, but some spirits, do they choose to, or do they get captured or tricked into going into the illusionary false light, and when the time comes they get reincarnated? So that's why I say stuff like, don't go into the false light, or don't go into the false light system, because that's what's going to keep you coming back. This is why I do what I do. It's not that I'm being a jerk or being mean or taking my anger out on anyone. It's just the truth that some has fought for, and to relate to you all, so we can all be better people, and to keep spirits free, to safeguard them from being reborn back here, or in this world, or in this existence, in this illusion, simulations, matrix, whatever you want to call it. It's different. They use a lot of different names, just like they use with different gods or beings. So do I sympathize, feel bad, or feel like I'm doing, or have doubts sometimes? I ain't gonna say I have doubts, but I can feel like I'm empathetic on it, on individuals who want to live, in a sense. We all want to have a good life or live a good life, but it's kind of hard when you aren't living your best life, or you're not, or what you were trying to live was a life that you could say, okay, I'm content. I'm finally reached the pinnacle in my life where I can say that I'm reaching satisfactory feelings on or beliefs on. Like I can say I'm satisfied. Not say I can content or I wouldn't grow after it. It was just I was at a point in my life where I had what I had, but then, like I said, I started establishing belief systems, reestablishing God, and but I don't think that was it. Like I said, it was a time moment that happened where I ended up losing everything, and well, physically, materially, and I guess the part of it was I brought or reintroduced people into my life that I feel indirectly wanted me to fall because they felt like I was living a life that is not according to their beliefs or standards. So that's probably the reason as to why my tower moment had happened. But like I said, I turned it around for my own good, to get close to the Most High, to get to God. Now I call him the Most High because I feel like this is a being that wants to just keep us in the cycles. But I feel like Christ and the disciples fought to break us out of those bondages, out of the cycles, out of reenacting that act of creation, like this so-called God, because it's a divination in itself. It's like it's a sex magic in itself, because you're literally forcing something that was free into its world. So we got to like see things from a more spiritual point of view rather than from this material fleshly viewpoint. And that's what I'm trying to tell and relay that message to the collective about spirits and about not procreating. How going extinct is our salvation. But I know that's a drastic way of looking at it, a radical way of looking at it. But that's the harsh truth of it. And there are people and beings that just want to hold on to the lie because that's all they've been taught. And the fear, they don't have no faith that there's anything that exists after life. So of course they're going to be defensive because they don't. I asked the Most High, I asked God to show like proof, like a physical proof of the afterlife, heaven, or whatever you want to call it. At this point, I just feel like the earth is the best physical, besides our being, is proof of there's some type of architect or designer, gods, beings, they created this. But I feel like the Most High, where our spirits was free and balanced with, and wants us to realize that we have what it takes to bring about permanent salvation rather than just partial through the act of not procreating. But there's always going to be beings that people going to just lose sight of the mission and then dwindle towards living and just say, I'm going to just live a good life and I don't care what other individuals have done throughout the ages to encourage us, empower us to break free from this, whatever this is. So I'm rambling at this point. You guys know what I stand for. I've made so many videos. I made so many songs. I've tried compromising my beliefs after realizing the truth, trying to revert back to a more previous type of mindset that I had about life and the philosophy of living and being in this existence. My spiritual perspective has evolved. It's changed drastically as far as my thinking and process. And I think there's a reason why I'm doing this. And that's part of the reason, is to relate that truth to you, to the collective again, to reestablish that type of mindset so more people can realize this in this world, so we can eventually help each other as well as ourselves to break free from this, to evolve into our former glorious selves, our spiritual selves, rather than being here,